Hello friends, I hope everyone is well. So I brought you the third part of the story. Suddenly it came to my heart. So, without saying much, let's start the story. Alvi looked at his father's face and smiled and said, I am very tired. I will tell you what I have to say tomorrow morning. Now I need sleep. I don't see the day of sleep in the world. I don't even have the strength to speak. Alvi's father said, You have been babbling for so long and I don't have the strength to utter 3 sentences. Tell me quickly, it will take 10 seconds. Then Alvi said, I can't say it now. I will sleep all afternoon now. No one will disturb me in the afternoon and night. Good night, guys. I will see everyone tomorrow morning. Bye, ta-ta.
Saying this, he started walking towards the stairs.
The world was stunned, and everyone was looking at him. Boy, he said goodnight. For whom he came this far, he is not going to sleep. Alvi's younger brother says, Brother, is it night or noon? Alvi just turns his head without turning around. He looks at his younger brother and says, When I sleep, that night will be it morning, noon, afternoon, or night. Good night to everyone again, he says, looking at everyone. Maya is still standing with her eyes fixed on the ground. Everyone's eyes are serious and dry. Altaf Mahmud looks at his son and says, Alvi, without hearing anything else, quickly goes up the stairs. If he stands here for a few more minutes, his father will force the word talak out of his mouth. Everyone can see the reason for this. Everyone can also understand that he is a bit angry with her. Seeing Maya, a fair-skinned beauty, it is not that Alvi has fallen in love with her. Alvi always likes neat and tidy girls. She will always keep herself neatly groomed. She will keep herself neat. Her hair will not be messy. Her clothes will be shiny. There will be no dust or dirt, whether she is brunette or fair. Even a black girl will look beautiful if she keeps herself neatly groomed and tidy. And even a beautiful fair girl will not like it if her hair is dry and unkempt like a crow's nest, and her clothes are covered in dust and dirt. After seeing the maid, Alvi remembered her younger mother. Her younger mother also had the same style as her mother. Her hands and feet were covered in dirt. Her hair on her head was messy and unkempt like a crow's nest. For a moment, it seemed that she was the same little Maya. Her previous habits had not changed. She probably still sits on the ground in the garden outside the house in the sun. She has turned black in the sun. Alvi will not be able to live with such a messy person. His wife has to be neat and tidy like him. Even if she is not fair, will be fine. It does not matter if she is dark or dark. He came to his room and locked the door. He turned on the AC, got on the bed, and lay down and flew away. Soon as he closed his eyes, the neat Maya appeared before his eyes. He had never imagined that Maya had changed so much. The previous Maya was the one he disliked the most. Maya was born. He was very happy to have a second sister. Even though he could not hold her like that, he would love her. Maya slowly started growing up, and he started to dislike her. The things that Alvi disliked were in Maya. Maya was the complete opposite of Alvi. It had become a habit to cry at the slightest thought. Even if someone said something nice, she would cry. There was nothing he could say. As soon as it started, the broken cassette would start playing. Alvi would get very upset. He wanted to put a rubber band on his mother's face. Seeing her messy hair, he wanted to kill her and tie it up. When she tied it up, she wouldn't want to stay in it. She would jump out of the bun crying. If she cleaned it up, she would get her clothes dirty and make a mess. If she tied her hair up nicely, she would immediately make a crow's nest out of it. She didn't want to eat at all. 2 people would hold her. One would feed her. She'll eat. She would cry and sit on the roof of the house and eat. She would ruin her face and hands while eating. If she found water within reach, she would either spill it on the floor and lie down on it or sit down. Even after she turned 4, she would fill her pants and urinate wherever she wanted. That's why she would burn her diapers even after she grew up. She didn't want to get over her cold. There was no way to control this girl. Whenever she found the door of the house open, she would run outside and pick up dirt and eat it. She would eat it all over her body. Seeing all this, Alvir would feel sick. Days passed, and Maya's actions continued to increase. Of the good girl, became a companion to Allah. Gradually, Maya became unbearable for Alvi. Maya was 4 years old at that time. Alvi was 12 years old. Alvi entered the washroom to take a shower. A little later, Maya came to her room to play. Without seeing Alvi in the room, she climbed onto the bed. She chatted for a while. Suddenly, she pushed into the washroom. Standing on the bed, she started calling her mother loudly. Abuba was under meh and could not hear Maya's call. Maya took off some kind of diaper herself. He finished his work as soon as he got off the bed. And ran out of the room. After some time, Alvi came out of the washroom, gritting his teeth. He looked around the room and saw that Maya was gone. His head cooled down a bit. When the naughty girl came into the room, she always caused one or the other incident. She didn't do anything today. The study table was in order. He walked towards the bed, wringing his hair. He put the towel next to him and lay down on the bed, lying down. As soon as he lay down, he jumped up again. Looking at the bed, he saw that Maya had defecated on the bed. He didn't notice it before because it was covered in yellow and red bed sheets. Why didn't he smell it until now?
Why hasn't the smell of it reached my nose until now? If I smell it, at least this incident wouldn't have happened. It stuck to his back and hair. He ran back to the washroom, vomiting. The poor thing had just brought a shower. It took an hour. To apply only shower gel and shampoo, he vomited a few more times while taking a shower. Without wiping his body or changing his wet pants, he left the washroom and headed towards the stairs. He started shouting and calling his mother. Hearing his shouting, everyone in the house came towards the stairs. Even though everyone was there, Maya wasn't here. He roared in anger and said, "Where is Maya?" Then Alvi's mother said, "Why? What has Maya done again?" Alvi said, "Where is she? I'll kill her today, despite forbidding her. Why does she keep going to my room to urinate and defecate? Does she think my bed is her toilet? She has turned my bed into a toilet. was lying on the toilet without seeing it. Hearing Alvy's words, Mahid burst out laughing. Alvy's anger grew even more. Then Alvy said, "Why are you laughing? I will beat you up." Somehow, Sujioishi Raman left Alvy outside and entered his room. She saw Maya's bandages spread out on the bed. The diaper was lying on the floor. She didn't know whether to laugh at the mother's behavior or feel sad seeing her son's sadness. She lifted the sheet and spread a new sheet. She came out of the room with the sheet and diaper in her hand. Alvy came into the room and sprayed perfume all over the room. From that day on, Alvy couldn't bear to see Maya at all. He couldn't bear to see her in front of his eyes. Whenever he saw her, his body would convulse with anger. That evening, she went to the salon and got her head shaved. She hated having that hair. She kept vomiting. He didn't like Maya. From that day on, she became an enemy. Days went by like this. As Maya grew up, she became even more stubborn. No one could keep this girl clean and tidy. The first daughter of the house had left this world, so no one scolded Maya. She never spoke to her in a loud voice. Everyone loved her, so she got more life. She was admitted to kindergarten. Mabuba Mahar, or Oishi Raman, would take Maya to kindergarten and then bring her back. Maya was 6 years old at that time. After school, Alvy would bring her school friends to his house. Maya came out of the house and was sitting outside on the grass. The messy hair that fell down her neck almost covered her eyes and face. She had soiled her clothes, soil on her face, soil on her hands. This girl must have just eaten the ground. It looks like a child sitting on the road. Seeing Alvy, he calls her up. Okay. A friend of Alvy's from the side says Alvy is the daughter of your house's son-in-law. She looks beautiful. You just clean her up a little, she will look much prettier. Alvy stares at Maya sternly. Looking at his mother, he says angrily, "She is not the son-in-law's daughter. She is the son-in-law of this house, plus the gardener. Now go inside." Alvy moves inside without giving anyone a chance to say anything. His friends also move behind him. He looks back at Maya a few times. How can such a young girl work as the son-in-law of this house, plus the gardener? Alvy must be having fun with them. Mabuba Mahar leaves Maya to sleep on the got and goes to the washroom. At this opportunity, Maya quietly came out of the house. Aishir Rahman thinks that Maya is with her mother. That is why she is cooking with her uncle. Alvy comes to the drawing room and sees Mabuba Meher calling Maya and coming down the stairs. Then Alvy says that Petni has gone outside and is eating dirt. Hearing Alvy's words, Mabub Mahar hurriedly comes out. Alvy says that Maya is a woman and a person. A woman means that she will be dressed up and tidy. If you see her, you will only want to see her. She will not be like a mad woman like her. Chikuni will be like Petni. If you clean her and tidy her, she will look like a doll, but she will take the form of a Petni. Seeing her like this will make you cry. Alvy sometimes wants to catch her mother and beat her as he pleases, then wash it in the washing machine and arrange it beautifully. Tie the hair tightly so that it cannot be undone in life. If you keep Maya tidy, you cannot take your eyes off her. At that time, she looks like a princess of some kingdom, but in 2 minutes, she turns from a princess to a street girl. Is always a neat and tidy boy. He cannot bear to see anything messy. Whenever he goes out on the street, whenever he sees a person with messy hair, he would wipe his hands to fix his hair. He always liked such people. Maya is now 7 years old, turning 8. She no longer gets her dress dirty like before. She doesn't sit in water as much. However, she still keeps her hair as before. At the same time, it is very messy. After the class, Alvy was in love with his beautiful, neat, and stylish classmate, Mila. Mila's nature was exactly like that Alvy. One afternoon, after going out with Mila, Alvy left for home. When he came home, everyone in the house was sitting in the drawing room. His aunt and uncle were with him. No one listened to anything Alvy said. That very day, he forced her to marry his mother. The poor thing couldn't go to the room to put the bag. When he found out that he had married her off to his mother, he went to his room in a rage and packed his clothes. Wouldn't stay another night in this house. Didn't accept Maya as his wife. He wants to marry such a beautiful girlfriend. And such an unpopular girl? Came to the drawing room with his back in his hand.
He came to the drawing room with his back in his hand. In his hand, seeing the bag, he starts screaming and asking why. He will never stay in this house. He creates such a scene that is beyond words. He will leave the house and never come back to this house again. Seeing his condition, his aunt and uncle take him to their house. Everyone thinks that he will be fine after a few days, but nothing gets fixed. Alvy's anger keeps increasing day by day, even if he will be without a wife. For the rest of his life, he will not stay with such a mother. He cannot look her in the eyes. How can he stay with someone he cannot tolerate? At that time, that little mother didn't care that she had spent so many years hiding, never thinking about Maya. And now, after receiving her father's mail, she came
back to the country on condition that Maya was still the same as before. Nothing had changed. Maya made her hair like a crow's nest. She left everyone and went to the dining room to eat. Mahir angrily went to his room. Will Alvy play with his sister after all these years of suffering? Is there still more to give? Anaf Mahmud looked at his younger brother's face. Alvy didn't do anything about what he had said in the mail. How is he acting so carefree now? He didn't say anything. Went to his room to freshen up. Alvy cleaned his head and face and went to his room to freshen up. When Maya herself went to her room, Alvy's grandmother looked at the younger sons face and said, "There's no way to convince Alvy to marry his mother. Now Maya has grown up. If you explain to Alvy, he will definitely understand." Oishi Rahman said, "Mom is right. Marriage is not a game. I married him once and divorced him again. Alvi is in front of us now. If you explain to everyone, he will definitely understand. Altif Mahmoud said, it's no use. I only told you that Alvi will come home to divorce his mother. If he likes the girl, he will marry her. You the conditions that Alvi gave me. He made me promise that after he comes to the country, I can't force him to marry his mother. I can't even tell him to think about it. He can't be convinced to marry his mother. He will divorce his mother as soon as he comes home. He can't tell anyone. If I tell, he won't come to the country. That's why he made me promise. I don't have anything else to tell him. I should divorce his mother and set her free. Be free. Yourself? I will find a son 1,000 times better than him for my mother. I've already found one. They contacted me on their own. The son lives in England. He has his own business there. He looks more handsome than Alvi. I found out after searching that the son is very good. The son is willing to marry Maya. He has. No worries about his mother's previous marriage. If Alvi divorces Maya, I will finalize Maya's marriage with that son. I made Maya's life miserable with my own hands. Now I will sort it out with my own hands again. So that's all for today's episode. I hope everyone liked it. If you like it, be sure to give the video a like. And of course, those of you who haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please subscribe. Thank you, everyone.